Right, so how are we doing? We are on a workshop Wednesday again. Not done one for a little while. So, first job, we've got a few little jobs to do to this. This is a Kuhn front mounted mower. Yes, I've got it on the back of the tractor because this tractor doesn't have front linkage. But before we start with that, I just want to say a big thank you, and a grubby thumbs up to Big Sammy O, Rob from Ollie Agri Contracts, and Jack Roden, even though he did do instead of doing that, for videoing Smurf going up the tractor pulling run. If you haven't seen that, it was the video before this, go find it. She did well. She really did well. So, anyway, that out of the way. Back to what we are doing. First job, you see underneath here, the suspension for this mower when it's down, it runs on two big springs onto this front bar. That one, last time they were out, unfortunately it snapped. Been trying to get that end into the spring, but I don't know, it just doesn't seem to want to go. So we're going to do the other way around and drive this all the way in, so we can then drive it all the way back, hopefully, and get her in there so she's got some suspension back. So 24mm socket. What have we got? Oh, don't tell me I've left them in the other toolbox. Right, hang on, I'll be back in a minute. So these are what we're after. These are actually impact grade adapters. Oh, hang on. So we've got selection 1/2 inch up to 3/4, I think. Yeah, 3/8 up to 1/2 inch, and then 1/4 inch up to 3/8. So you'll have seen these type before. These are sort of your standard type ones, exactly the same. But bought these because we all know we've all seen this little gun of mine, and it is a very handy little gun. But the trouble is, when you put, hold on again, when you put these adapters on, it sort of brings out, and the whole point of that is having a nice little stubby one. So these, if I can get it on one-handed. Close your eyes a minute. Yeah, there we go. I figured out how stuff works. If you look with these, they're just that little bit more compact for getting into the little places. So another little trick if you're doing stuff like that, this and sort of the threaded bar, if you tighten two nuts up against each other, why won't my camera focus? It means it should. Right, we're going to have to do a bit of backing to and a bit of lubrication on that, but this looks like it might actually work. Right, so we've got that done. Haven't done much filming of that just because there isn't really a lot of space, there isn't really a lot to see. So basically what I've done, taken a measurement off the end of the bolt to the end of the pipe on that end, so we can get that set the same, and then lock that off there so it doesn't screw out again. So hopefully that should be the suspension back fully functioning. Next job, quite nice and simple, conditioner tines. Basically, he's done some of them. No, he hasn't. Basically, you can see these conditioner tines, they've got a curve here. Now they should be like that. Now what happens with these, when they get that bit of a curve on them, they can hold on to the grass, and instead of sort of bringing it out in a nice arc and out underneath the tractor, it'll grab hold of it and chuck it sort of out down here, and you'll just struggle to get that nice swath you're after. Plus the fact that we've got 1 or 2 broken as well. So I'm going to pull all these off now, spin them all around, put them all back on, and then, excuse me, when he's ready to go next time, she's all ready to go and should theoretically do a nice job of mowing. So, right, impact gun out. There's the odd one that's pretty much brand new, won't bother moving them, but for the most part it's going to be a pull them off, put them back on job. Do I take the tractor off? I'm going to be working lower down, but at least I'm not working around the linkage. We'll see how we get on. So they look like, quite simply, 17mm. I'm hoping they're a captive, but they are not. Get them all pulled off then. Right, you can see it's a lovely working environment down here. This is all from cleaning out all these bits, so it's all going nice and back properly. Right, hang on, give us a sec to get down here. Hey, we're in. Right, so while we're doing this, I mean, this isn't the worst. This one's a bit stuck on, so instead of getting a little bit of grief, it's going to get a lot of grief. You will come off, but as you can see it, these, as they wear, they get a curve, which as they come up here to grab the grass, more so on the edges, but it will do it the whole way across, the grass will hit it and slip down underneath, and you'll end up getting spread out and making a mess. So by turning them round, you now get a nice sharp point that the grass will hit it, and it'll grab the grass and send it up onto the conditioner hood where it's supposed to be, condition the grass better and leave it in a nice swath. So that's why we're doing it. There is, as we've seen, there is a couple of broken ones about. We do have some new ones, but I don't know whether we're going to have enough, so we might have to do a bit of a head scratch and a bodge. So right, get the rest of these done and then see what the next job is. So we're gone as far as we can go with this now. We've got 5 missing. I've just had a word with him. He's going to invest in some more. So that is conditioner side all ready to go. Good job I had a word with him, because I'd forgotten about a job he wanted doing. Basically this main skid here is getting a bit worn. We've replaced the one side, but we're just going to patch this one up. So next job will be get this off, get it on the workbench and attack it with a welder and a bit of metal. And then the last thing we've got to do the just go through the knives, give it a grease round, and then she should be ready to go. Right, so we've got the skid off. Yeah, it should be all right there. Had a bit of fun with that nut. Supposed to be 18, 19. We've ended up hammering the living daylights out of a 17mm to get it off. We've got it enough to get the skid off, and then I've cut the side of it with angle grinder, because that is not going back on. That is going, just take the pressure off it. Unfortunately I've just caught that a little bit, but the issue with it, turn it over, we have all cleaned it up and shined it up and then stuck it in the grease and got it oily again. But basically it's rubbing through here. Now we did replace the one on the other side, because that was a little bit worse. But what I'm hoping, I've come through here with the angle grinder, that's still got a good bit of meat to it, and we'll cut that off through there, hopefully be able to lay it on top of that one, weld it on, because those skids are sort of quite dear. So if we can do it, then we'll do it, as they say. Do they say? I say. So that's actually sitting pretty nice. It does just have a little bit of a gap there, but if we tack it in well at the back, we should just be able to pull that in enough to get that flush. And I think what we might also do is put a couple of strips just up here, just to take it off there, and keep that going for a little longer. So it's all ground up now. And you see the back of it has actually got loads of strength in it. It's this piece here. So obviously this being the old one, well, you're limited on the metal you can get out of it. So there's nothing there at that front end that I think's worth welding onto the front end of this. But yeah, happy with that. Looks like it might actually come together better than I hoped. So we're all set up, ready to go. That's actually fitted really nice. We've got the clamps holding on there. Then we're just gonna tack it corners, probably put a tack in the middle as well. Just gonna try and use up some of these cheaper rods I've got. Hopefully I can do it and don't get frustrated. We'll find out in a minute. So we're getting somewhere. I don't know what's going on here. Can't seem to just get a nice weld down just that little bit. The rest of it all works alright. There's still wham. So we've got a couple of passes on the front there. Mind you, we might be plating over that yet. You can just see that's trying to pop out there. So one more pass on the back edge, just to tie it into there. It's that first sort of inch or so. It's just being a cock. Pardon the language. So yeah, like I say, another pass on this back. It is all. Hang on. Have I welded that bit? Yeah, it is all welded there. Welded there. You can see that mark there where we've welded where it had gone through. And then we just need to look at these couple of weld strips on the front. So, right. Last pass, let's see if we can tidy that bit up as well. So, that's that done. Hey. So, like I said, we've got them two pieces out at the front because that seems to take quite a bit of wear. We've covered that area where it was starting to really crack through, and hopefully having these plates here should actually push the wear out, and yeah, should make it last a bit longer. I'm not going to pick it up because I know it's still going to go on, and I kind of don't want to burn my fingers. But you can just see there, it's a difficult one to clamp down because you've got like curves here and there, but yeah, we've got a little bit of a warp in it. But that's just because, you know, we ramped the welder up and made sure we've got a good bit of heat in it so that we've got a good strong, like hit here, we're into all bits of metal. Obviously because this is being wearing part, obviously if you've only got a short, haven't got a very deep weld there, it's going to quickly crack, peel off, and then be in even more of a mess. So hopefully, with turning the welder up and getting a good bit of penetration in there, stop sniggering, it should be right. And then we've just gone around it with a flat disc and sort of just here where it's going to be, where the grass is going to be flowing over, just got that all nice and smooth so it doesn't start dragging or doing anything daft when it goes out before it's sort of bedded in. We've got to try and get this back on now. Could be a bit of fun with a bit of a warping. I'm hoping it's going to go all right, and just onto the blades. Right, so we're actually the day after that. We're actually Wednesday afternoon. That was Tuesday's job. Yeah, basically that mower took a lot more work than I was quite planning, and yeah, and then I did my usual lack of recording things. Yeah, there was only a couple of blades left to change on it, both out of discs, and 2 blades sort of 1 disc in. Oh, I hate this junction. We're away, we're away, we're off, we're off. Bush, 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 bush. So, I have no idea what's coming up at the weekend. Wait and see and hope something does come up. Been on a pumping job today, pumping tomorrow. Don't know what I'm doing Friday. Or the weekend. So, enjoy self-employed. This is just like a funny time of year. It's just backed off a little bit. But as soon as the combines start rolling, which is, I know Wally's started sort of first little bit, don't think we're going to be far behind. So anyway, I'm rambling on. Just on my way home now, 7:10. So yeah, not a bad finish really. So if you enjoyed seeing me mooch and mess around with this that mower, don't forget to give the video a grubby thumbs up. It is quite grubby thumbs up today. Don't forget to go have a look at the shop. Like I said, we have got a few more mugs and bits and pieces on there, worth a look. If you haven't subscribed, if you're regularly watching, you might as well, because I don't know, I can't get sort of settled down on the videos, so they are a bit sporadic. So if you don't want to miss one, hit the subscribe button. Don't forget to ring the bell. You'll get the notification to say that one's come up. And of course, no, we've done the grubby thumbs up, but yeah, you still give it a grubby thumbs up. Yeah. Oh, don't forget to, if you would like to say hello, if you'd like to get out to the way. Dear me. Yeah, the ramblings are getting random, so I think it's usually a good sign to call it a day. So don't forget to look after yourselves, and don't forget to look after each other as well, and we shall, all being well, hopefully see you at the weekend for something. Right, that's me, I'm done. I'll see you at the weekend.